AnimeCons TV. We're your source for reports and discussions about all things AnimeCons and fan conventions. I'm Elizabeth, and every month AnimeCons TV brings you an episode devoted to your comments and your feedback and your questions. And it's been a while since I've done one of these feedback episodes, so I'm really excited to jump right into it. So let's start this month with emails. Jake wrote, "Greetings everyone." Greetings, Jake. I just wanted to give you an update from last year's Animazement located in Raleigh, North Carolina. I mentioned how a new Florida-based fan convention, Raleigh SuperCon, had moved into the same convention venue and was heavily advertising for this year as well. Like I feared, there was a noticeable attendance drop in 2018. Though as of writing this email, I do not have any hard published numbers, but I assume it was at least 1,000 or 2,000 people. If I had to guess, it was about a 10% drop in attendance. Though I was very concerned what this would mean for the future of Animazement, I think in some ways it may have been for the better. Though attendance was noticeably down, the attendees who did come were much more polite and better behaved. I talked with several staff members and they verified this was the least amount of incidents happening in several years. Also, the people who typically show up and tend to loiter around only care about the dance on Friday and Saturday and care about nothing else. In a lot of ways, they only came because there was no other outlet in my general area for these people over the summer. Though I will be interested in seeing how this will financially affect future operations of Animazement. I am confident things will normalize come next year. I am fully expecting there to be less invited guests from Japan compared to the past few years. Hopefully things will be more focused moving forward. Thank you for your time, Jake. Thank you for your email, Jake. We really appreciate you writing to us about Animazement. Animazement is actually a con I have kind of always wanted to go to. Mostly because I have friends who live down in the North Carolina area who go, and of course it's always great to see them, and to check out other conventions that I haven't been to yet. So that's one kind of high up on the list that I would like to get to at some point. It's too bad about attendance being down, but I think we've said this many times. The attendance number for a convention doesn't always mean that it's a great convention. Small conventions can be awesome, and sometimes it's good if the, I guess, riffraff, for lack of a better word, has another outlet and can get taken out of that convention so they have fewer incidents, because that's always a good thing for a convention, is to have few incidents that they have to deal with attendees, because that helps with the venue and creates a great impression on the con. So it sounds like you had a really great time, even though there was an attendance drop. Hopefully next year I can contribute towards attendance going back up. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm glad you had a good time, and let us know how it goes next year. We'd love to hear it. And if you end up getting any hard numbers, we would love to see them if you have them. Okay, on YouTube, Acton Rand responded to our Providence Anime Conference episode saying, "I felt that Providence Anime Conference overestimated the number of attendees. It made me wonder if comp planners do any formal business planning, including a marketing study. A better metric would be doing a head count or survey at 18+ events. In addition, anime fandom is a young fandom. If I were to plot the age of fandom by number versus age of members, I would expect to see a peak around 21 and a sharp drop off with a long tail. In my opinion, because I do not like young ones running around, is not a good foundation for a 21+ convention. While I love to see academic panels at an anime convention, there are other issues running into a 21+ con. Some with children will need to find childcare, others time off from work. For some, like me, the problem of the stigma of a 21+ only convention, like adult material situations and profanity. At the conventions I attend, I go home in the evening if there are only 18+ events. An 18+ only convention would have zero appeal to me." The first point that you make about the marketing, for marketing studies, market research, I feel like that's something not all cons do, and I feel like this might be slightly biased on my end because I used to work in market research. I don't know if 10 years ago that the people behind Providence Anime Conference did any market research. That's definitely maybe a question that Patrick can answer much better than me. But you're right about doing head counts and surveys at 18+ events. That's a really good way to start. If someone were to do it now, it'd probably be much easier with the internet and doing online surveys and things like that. I do agree with you that anime is definitely a young fandom. I would plot the age a little differently. I would put the peak at like 25. And I don't think there would be that much of a sharp drop off. I think 10 years ago, maybe the peak was 21. but I think as fans have gotten older, not necessarily all of them have dropped off completely. I mean, I still watch anime. I don't know if everyone who went to Anime Boston 10 years ago or anime conventions 10 years ago still watch anime. I hope a lot of them still do, and it's become totally more mainstream since then too. So maybe like super fans who would actually go to a convention, that might taper off, but yeah, I think doing estimations based on our perception of things, and that's going to be different for everybody. I mean, seeing, you know, like young ones running around, I mean, is a little, I can't think of the right word. It's not the most positive approach, saying this is why I want to do a 21 plus convention, but I do know people who don't go to anime conventions anymore because of that reason, in a more tactful way of they feel old, they feel like there's nothing tailored to them. They go and they look at the panel listings and the events, and it's all it's all these role-playing type panels with people acting out characters and a lot of younger tailored topics. And I do see some conventions where this is worse than others, and I have found myself very bored at anime conventions, some anime conventions lately, where I look at the program guide and I'm like, this isn't really me. And I feel like having a 21 plus convention, maybe not necessarily calling it 20, having it call it 21 just say it's for the older fan, might be a better message to put across instead of saying this is 21 plus, because that does kind of have that, I mean, I don't feel like that stigma is really there, but saying it's for older fans might work for saying it's for adult fans. I know it's like semantics, but like I think that kind of works. And then like really push like, oh, did you grow up watching, I don't know, Robotech and these shows that are like really old, that might like work towards creating a massive nostalgia factor that younger fans won't get. Also the points about people needing to find childcare and time off work, I mean, that's the case with every convention. I have friends who have kids now and they need to find childcare if they want to go to a convention, unless they want to bring the little one with them. I have to take time off of work, so that's nothing really different if it's a 21 plus convention. For me, I think the thing that would have worked really well is if Providence Anime Conference was in a hotel versus a convention center, because with a smaller amount of people, and again, just because a convention isn't big doesn't mean it isn't good. With a smaller amount of people in a smaller venue like a hotel, I think would have been really cool, much more intimate, a good way to talk to people. I don't know if it really ever needs to happen again, because I feel like I know a lot of people are migrating more towards sci-fi, like the old running sci-fi conventions, because those skew older and have more of that kind of intimate feel, because they're almost always at hotels. So I think that's kind of filling the void that creating an anime convention would have, an adult, older fan anime convention would have created. But we really appreciate your email. I know this topic of the 21 plus convention has a lot of different points of views and opinions, and we really appreciate you writing in with yours. Okay, in response to our episode on starting a convention, Mark Orusso wrote, "Thank you for sharing. This is really valuable information. Don't start an anime convention." He gets your point, Patrick. Also, carefully consider whether joining staff will be as rewarding and productive as you hope it will be. That's really important advice. One thing I would do towards that is if you have a friend who's maybe already on staff, like ask them, like, what do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Maybe if there's a department that you want to join on staff, email them and just ask some questions like, what's it like? What are the expectations that I would be doing if I were on staff? And hopefully they'll get back to you and start a discussion so you can decide if this is actually right for you. In response to our Anime Boston report, Lactit wrote, "Do you guys have Asaka concert footage? She sounds amazing from the small parts you included. We unfortunately don't. We weren't able to get to that to film anything. I don't know if maybe some other reports have footage. Also, it might have been something that we weren't allowed to film, so we're sorry about that." In response to our episode on staying cool in costume, Jaden Cardona wrote, "Thank you so much. It's always so hot where I cosplay, and this advice is really wonderful. We're glad you were able to do that." and use that information to help you stay cool in costume, because not only does it make you more comfortable, getting too hot in cosplay can become a dangerous situation if you're not careful. In response to my episode on making pockets, CJ Joe wrote, "Amazing, I was wondering if you could show how to do other types of pockets. I'm making a Gokuji and would like pockets on it. What do you recommend?" So think about Goku's Gi outfit, Get for Jeff. His gi. If the top part is lined, I would do a square pocket, similar to the rectangle pocket I put in the back of my apron on the inside. So you can just reach in and pull out whatever. You can also put one of those pockets on like the butt of your pants, or do side pockets in the seams of your pants, like I did when I showed how to put the pocket in the side seam. Of those three options, I would recommend the first one, putting it on the inside. If you are if the top is lined. If it's not lined, it's not really doable, because then you would see the stitching and that wouldn't look good. If it's not lined, I would put it on your butt like a normal pair of pants. Yeah, having pockets is really helpful, so you can put your stuff in there. Okay, now for voicemail.
It's Movie Phone, and I'm getting ready to spin up Tech Ops for PortCon Maine. We're starting our packet this evening, and I'm just thinking about all you guys over at the podcast, because I know you've had the same adventure. What's your most interesting year setting up a new convention like? Actually, no. What was your first year like? What was your first experience going from being a normal person, as close as you got, to like running an anime convention? I would love to hear about that. Anyway, we'll probably leave other shenanigans too, so I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for calling in, as always, Movie Phone Guy. Have fun at PortCon. Please do a review for us, maybe? Or call us from PortCon. Or have other people call us from PortCon. That would be cool. Oh, by the time this goes up, PortCon will be over. Anyway. So con running is not really my thing. That's definitely more of Patrick's thing, more of Doug's thing, of being more involved in staffing. I mean, for me, I staffed Anime Boston 1 year. Would like to go back at some point. But I think it was just cool seeing how it all works behind the scenes and seeing what happens to make something of that caliber happen. I've done program staffing for Ariju before too, and it was cool to do that and be behind the curtain and have, albeit both my roles were small, have small roles in making a big event that a lot of people enjoy. It'd be cool to hear Patrick's thought on this, because he kind of like helped start Anime Boston or whatever, and doing that. So yeah, I think it's just cool to see what the inner workings are of just the like grand scale of all the work that goes into it. I don't think a lot of people who haven't run a convention know like the amount of effort, the time. A lot of it is volunteered time that goes into making a convention and running something that people look forward to all year and have a lot of fun at. So props to all the convention runners and staff out there. You guys do awesome work. Now let's take a look at conventions that are coming up through August 2018 as seen on fancons.com. Coming up in the next month on AnimeCons TV, we are taking a break to enjoy the 4th of July holiday. We hope you do too, if you live in the US. If not, it's just another Wednesday, I guess. Enjoy your Wednesday. And Patrick will be finishing deploying the AnimeCons.com and FanCons.com site redesign. Can't wait for you guys to see it. And we'll be back on July 9th with another new episode. If you have any suggestions for an episode, let us know. New episodes air every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. Air, I guess that's kind of dated. Go up on the interwebs at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. We post them on Facebook and Twitter, so please share them with your friends or share the YouTube video. We would love for more people to watch us in our fun convention discussions. And telling your friends about us is really easy, and we would really appreciate it because we are at 985 subscribers on YouTube. We really want to get to 1,000, and we really want to do it before our next feedback episode, so please share our channel and get your friends to subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube and haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and like. You don't have to hit that bell for reminders because personally I think they're a little annoying. I have a couple channels that I get them, even though I thought I turned them off. Whatever, you don't have to hit the bell. You can subscribe and like, that's really all we need. And we'd like more voicemails. If you're at a con, if you're working at on a costume, if you're driving to a convention, if you are suffering from post-convention con withdrawals, please call us 762-ADEQUATE, 762-233-7828. You can also text us at that number, and you can email us at podcast@animecons.tv. And subscribe for free to get new episodes every Monday. Search for AnimeCons TV on YouTube. Subscribe on iTunes.animecons.tv. Watch at animecons.tv. And get the free AnimeCons TV app at Apple TV, and you can watch all our episodes there. If you want to follow me on social media, I don't really post cosplay stuff on Facebook anymore because cosplay's algorithm is dumb. So I post all my stuff on Instagram. You can find me at instagram.com/LAstar462. And I post in progress, I need to post more. Post in progress pictures, photos of my costumes, everyday nonsense, and lots of random stories about Critical Role and other things. So yeah, follow me on Instagram if you want. I don't really use Snapchat. Cameo Beans is not a real thing. Watch Community if you haven't yet. And we will see you in 2 weeks with our next new episode. Bye guys.